And welcome back to the homemade podcast of sports with your host Jay Pops. Guys, we're back, baby. We're here. We're here. We're now moving on to the semifinals. We have to play Oklahoma today. Howdy to OU once again. But we're here, man. We're here. This will solidify. This will solidify, in my opinion, in which now we're on the biggest stage of the biggest stages. This will solidify all of but why Texas A&M was ranked as the number 5 team. All right. Like I said, man, this is my personal opinion on that. But this is going to solidify everything that we need to know going forward. Can you guys handle a lot of pressure being thrown at you, in which they have shown that they can absolutely handle a lot of pressure? Okay. I posted something the other day, which was on Twitter, social media, man, but which was on Twitter. And I posted something. I say, man, there's going to be a lot of pressure on Texas A&M because they are indeed the only ranked seed that's left. This the only seed. This the only seed that's left. All right, well, the only ranked seed that's left. Also, we're one of the 4 that is from the SEC, of course. Of course, it is what it is. Well, we're one of the 3 that's from the SEC. But this is all what it boils down to. Who wants it the most? Who wants to go out there, show that they can do it, prove it on the biggest stage, and go on about the business? On yesterday, Nate Detner absolutely proved that he should be there. He absolutely proved that he's a quality pitcher when the game is on the line. He absolutely proved that on the biggest stages of them all, that he can deliver. He can do his job. Once again, man, I said this on yesterday. What Schlossernagel done on yesterday was put the pressure on Nathan Detner. All right? And what does pressure bring? Pressure builds diamonds. Okay? So he put it on him on yesterday, and he said, no, Nathan, you go out there and you show the entire world, not just me, man. All right? So understand that this is bigger. This is bigger than just Texas A&M. All right? This was for the whole world to see. This is bigger than just proving yourself to me. Prove yourself to the MLB, because after this, man, a lot of these guys' dreams, just like any other sports, is to move to the next level. The next level in baseball is the MLB. I watched the Astros. Love the hell out the Astros. I seen them when they were trash, and I seen them to where now they're one of the most irritated teams. Well, to now that they're one of the most hated teams in all of MLB baseball. It took them a long time to get that way. It took a long time to build themselves into champions, man. All right? And a lot of people, everybody, well, yeah, man, they cheated to get it. They cheated to get it. Okay, whatever. They came out in this. But you guys can dismiss me on that. They're not taking the trophy away. It is what it is. All right? It's a lot of teams that cheated. They just didn't get caught. All right? But, anywho, man, the point I'm trying to make is that you build yourself into a team that nobody wants to play. And that brings us down to the Oklahoma Sooners. All right? Oklahoma doesn't want to play Texas A&M again. Yeah, man, they beat us the first time. I told you guys that. They beat us the first time. They don't want to see A&M again. And now I'm hearing that Prager will be out there pitching. I'm going to tell you like this here. This is what Oklahoma fans are looking for. This is what the Oklahoma staff is looking for. As well as, let me get to it, as well as Aggie fans, as well as, alumni, the Aggie family, all right, as well as the Aggie family and the coaching staff is looking for. Can we get out of the first inning with no runs or no? Let me not say no runs, but can we get out the first inning with no free bases nor scores given up? Because if we go into this game and it's looking like the first game all over again of when we played Oklahoma, then we're in for a pretty long day, man. We are. I will honestly say that we're in for a pretty long day. However, I will say this too. That was a lot of nervousness in that game. That was the first ever College World Series for a couple of those guys. So you had to let those guys get used to it, especially Nathan Dettner, man. Nathan Dettner had never been to the College World Series. This was his first time being on the big stage. You know, he didn't know what to expect. It's a lot of eyes on you. Regardless to what time the baseball game comes on, man, it's a lot of eyes on you, myself included. I guarantee you this. If I wasn't out on maternity leave, then I probably wouldn't be looking at the game so much as I am now. I believe that if I was at work, though, my phone would have been rolling, but I wouldn't have really been able to pay attention to it and then come out with podcasts like I'm telling you guys now. I'm telling you guys truth on this. So they're getting me at a very good time. They're getting the Aggie family at a very good time. It's a lot of guys that said, hey, man, I'm just putting in for vacation for this entire week so I can watch some A&M baseball. And so I can be very supportive. A lot of guys that took off a week vacation to go down there to Omaha to say, no, man, I'm here. I'm here to support you guys. Let's do it. You know, so once again, I believe that Prager will go out there. And if Prager throws all strikes, some of these are going to be balls. You know, you guys got to understand, some of these are going to be balls. What we're looking for is no free bases given up. What Oklahoma is looking for is for the same exact game that they got on the first one. All right? They notice. They notice. Yes, and shout out to the pitching coach, Nate Yesky, man. Understand that this staff will not stay this staff for a very long time. I indeed think they will stay together for about 3 years. But a lot of these guys are going to move on, and they're going to move on and be head coaches somewhere. A&M will indeed max these guys out. I'm going to tell you guys this once again. A&M will indeed max all of these coaches out, including Jim Schlossnagle. Probably when it gets to like year 5 or something, he will max them out. They will do what they have to do. Us Aggie fans and alumni, they will do what we have to do so far as raising the money for it, stuff like that, just like we always do. So, but you got to understand that a lot of these coaches are going to leave, a lot of these kids are going to leave. All right, so anywho, man, back to Oklahoma. What are we looking for from Oklahoma? We're looking for Oklahoma to play that same ball game they gave us last game. Why? Because Oklahoma is a red-hot team right now. So far as our bracket is concerned. They're red-hot. We're looking for them to give us that same ball game. However, I say that we're looking for Texas A&M to change that ball game. What do I mean by that? We're looking for them to make Oklahoma play our style of baseball. What is our style of baseball? You know how we do it. We're going to get you out there. We're going to make you throw some pitches. Throw some pitches that you probably shouldn't be throwing anyways. But we're going to make you throw at least like 50 of them. And we're only in the 4th inning. Why do they throw so many pitches? Because we're going to do this here. And I've been noticing a lot of teams are trying to copyright the formula. But this is the formula. We're going to make you guys pitch forever. Why? Because when it gets to that second strike, we're going to have guys swinging at the plate. And they're going to indeed hit that ball. You know where that ball is going to go? Foul ball. Foul ball. Foul ball. Foul ball, foul ball. By the time you know it, you're at your 13th pitch on one dude. By the time we look up, we're getting a free ball. We do this. We do this, people. That's the formula. All right? I will say, the person that's really due for a good ball game, he's due for a home run as well, Dylan Rock. If you can get Jack Moss, in which Jack Moss, I seen him get struck out, people. I finally seen Jack Moss get struck out. You get Jack Moss to get out there and hit it, in which Jack Moss is about to move into, I think, either the top 6 or 5, so far as hits are concerned. This is what I meant earlier by breaking records and stuff like that. Jack Moss is about to be one of them. He's about to move into like top 5 or 6. As soon as Jack Moss get his one base hit, expect for everybody to follow along. We already know I was starting line up. So far as the batting is concerned, it's going to be Jack Moss, Dylan Rock, and Austin Boats. This happens all the time. Another guy the guys need to be worried about, and this is the guy I think that will absolutely win us this College World Series. And I believe that he will win us. But before we get there, this is a guy who I absolutely believe that will make sure that we win this Oklahoma game in general. And both of them, because what we want to do is force Oklahoma into elimination as well. We're already in the elimination bracket. We want to force Oklahoma to be there as well. We want them to join the party. That's the only way to get there. We need them to join the party. The guy I believe that will help this team do a whole lot and will bring out the most of everybody on that team is Troy Clutch. I'm going to say it once again. It's catcher Troy Clutch. I believe Troy Clutch has been stepping up in a very, very big way, man. You hear what I'm saying? Troy Clutch has been doing what he has to do. Like, just totally been uncanny with the leadership, man. He's been doing everything that he was asked to do. All right. And I said this here, and I'm going to have to get on up out here because I got to take my daughter to work. I said this here. I said no disrespect to my fellow Aggies of current baseball teams that have come before them. But it's nobody that can say that they were on this level and has obtained what Texas A&M has now. Now, I knew a couple of guys were going to be mad at that, and a couple of people weren't. One of them specifically, this year, one of my, Aggie family members, he said, man, I believe that the 1993 team has something to say about it. None of those teams can say that we got to the College World Series and we continue to move along. None of those guys can say that we had a regionals and we swept the entire we swept the entire regionals, including the super regionals. None of those guys can tell you that. All right, now we're in the SEC, so we have to overlook like the Big 12 and stuff like that. But even the ones that were in the SEC, none of those guys can say that, yeah, man, we won the SEC West title, and which is our first ever time winning one. Now, granted, and this is courtesy to Jim Sloss as well, because he knows how he got there. It's because of coaching as well, but it's also because of the transfer portal. He went in there and he absolutely dug into the transfer portal. Sent a couple of guys some things and said, hey, man, come and play for me. They believed him. The thing about this team is that this team has a lot of grit, determination, and they want to win a national championship. It's a lot of things that in those teams that you guys have told me about back then, the people that were in their way, in which I believe is the reason to why A&M hadn't gotten as far in sports as they need to, but that didn't say anything about the women's team that has won their national title, track and field that has won theirs, fishing team that you guys have told me about, and those guys that have won theirs. The three major sports categories, which is football, basketball, and baseball, Texas and OU has always been the way. Texas has been the way for one thing. OU had always been the way as well. Our focus lied heavily on the rivalry. All right, so now with the coaches that we have now, and this is in all sports, we don't focus on the rivalry anymore. We focus on winning national titles. Now winning the national title is very hard, very, very hard. I'm going to be honest with you. That is very hard. All right? But the focus and determination comes from the players themselves and the coaching. A lot of you guys told me, oh, man, we're just because of coaching. Well, you can't tell me that if those teams way before this baseball team had hell of a records. I've seen one with the 1989 team that you guys told me about. It was like 58-7. That's the same record that Tennessee had. I can tell you right now, Tennessee didn't lose that game because of coaching. They lost it because of everything combined. Players and coaching. All right, it's not just because of coaching, it's players and coaching. That's why they lost that. The team that you told me about, 58-7, like I said, that was because of players and coaching, man. It's not because of just coaching, it's the players as well. You have to get players to get up and play these ball games. Nathan Dettner, that guy put it on himself to go out there. All right? He went out there himself. He put it on himself to go out there and perform like that on yesterday. That wasn't coaching, man. That was Nathan Dettner himself. No, I can do this. And the coach let him go out there, and he done it. So you guys got to realize what's taking place here. Those were very talented teams back then. I will say that. But once again, those very talented teams were all sitting at home after they got eliminated from the College World Series. Some of those talented teams couldn't even much make it out the regional. That's the point I'm making here. So you can have all the talent in the world, Tennessee, but if you don't even make it out your regional, out the elimination bracket, then what does that say? The best team that never was. So this here team in particular is by far one of the best Aggie baseball teams witness. Okay? The problem is that we have a whole nother goal that we're trying to obtain. And Oklahoma is in the way. So when we go out there and we move Oklahoma out the way, in which I would not give a score prediction for this game. When we go out there and we move Oklahoma out the way, then we can rest on everything that I said. Because everything that I told you, I was correct about. I can't bring up stats, because I'm going to be on. I'm not a baseball fanatic like that. But I do watch this team. I do watch baseball. Understand the game. So this Aggie baseball team that we're watching, they're making history, man. And they've made a lot of history throughout the season, throughout the tournament, and now we're in College World Series, in which they have absolutely taken over the Aggie baseball history books, so far as I'm concerned. So far as College World Series is concerned. So we're going to keep going. We're going to see what we got. I love this team to death, and I love all of my Aggies to death, period. The guys that's back then, I love all of you guys. But we're going to get it, man. We're going to get it. So stay patient, in which we play a very patient baseball game. Lengthy baseball game at that. All right, so we're going to see. It's beat the heck out of OU. And we're going to find out who's going to win this game come 1 o'clock. All right, so once again, look at the first inning. See if we make it out that inning with no runs given up. See if we make it to the second inning with maybe 1 run given up. If we don't give up any runs, if we pitch like how we done yesterday, OU does not have a shot. And I stand on what I said on that. All right, that's all I have for you guys, man. I will talk to you guys after the game. #GigaMax.